feet are underneath your hips. You'll deadlift to stand it up. Should be at about hip height. A good gauge for a clean grip is to measure on the knurling of the bar, so like where the smooth part turns to the rough part. At that line, I like to measure with my thumb and have the same grip. It's also like at the top of your thigh, which is like the contact point when you're doing a clean. Also, I would encourage you to coach people to use the hook grip. Strongly encourage you to do that. If you want to lift a lot of weight down the road, you got to use a hook grip. So that just basically means your thumb is tucked underneath 2 or 3 fingers to secure the bar in. All right, so hook grip, it's uncomfortable if you've never done it before, but you just got to get over it. So I would strongly encourage people to use a hook grip when you're doing this, right? So the first thing, once the barbell's at your hip, is you're whole footed, so you're not on your heels and you're not on your toes. You're in a good position to, like, as if you were gonna jump, so like straight up. So like think leg drive, like jump. You can't jump when you're on your toes and you can't jump when you're on your heels. So I think like whole footed, stay whole footed, and the leg drive I would use to jump. So with your barbell, okay, it's gonna be at your hip, feet about underneath your hips, toes turned out slightly. Arms are relaxed, but upper back is tight. So upper back is tight, but your arms are relaxed. You're not like bending at your elbows to start, your arms are just relaxed, right? So I think it's like a, what do I call it sometimes? Like a squinge, like a squat hinge. So it's not a squat straight down and it's not a hinge forward. It's kind of like the two together. So hips back, squat. So this is the hang position. So I'm still whole footed. I'm tracking my knees out. My shoulders are over the bar. And then from there, as you stand up, just like you did like that big drive, leg drive jump, you're gonna drive through the floor with your legs. So I'm not thinking like pull up, I'm thinking drive down with my feet because my legs are strong. So drive down with your feet, shrug, and then as the bar comes up, you pull yourself under. So elbows, knees bend at the same time to receive in that position before you stand up. So real time, like that, right? As the bar is rising up, after you get that full extension, so triple extension, you talk about it, hips, knees, ankles, you shrug, then you actively pull yourself under as the bar continues to rise. So you don't let it rise and then just hope that it happens. You actively pull yourself underneath the bar to catch it in that good position. And in that catch position, your hips are back and your knees are out. This will transfer over, like if you ever do a full clean, like a full squat clean to squat, right? You just are stopping your legs at parallel before you stand up to finish the rep. Common faults that people do when they're doing this movement is, so if you start the movement correctly, the setup position and the starting position, not a lot can go wrong. So the start position is super, super important. So having your feet hip width distance, toes turned out slightly. Having a clean grip, hook grip. Deadlifting the bar up to the hip, and then starting with that hips back, knees out, loading up to that same position as if you were gonna do like a tall box jump, right? Leg drive up, so loading up, hips back, knees out, chest stays forward, all right? And then big drive, pull yourself under, okay? The catch position, a lot of athletes are gonna catch like this, all right? Their hips are forward, their knees are forward. So think hips back, knees out in the catch, as if you were gonna squat, all right? If you ever like fail hang power clean because it's too heavy, you fail in a squat. That would be like, I guess, a good failure. Like your legs are, hips are back, knees are out, and squat rather than catching forward. Another common thing is people will try and pull the bar too early. So from the hang, they're standing up, they're pulling, and they're losing power from their legs. Your arms are loose and relaxed. So your arms are just holding onto the bar. You're not death gripping the bar because that's gonna eliminate the drive from your legs. It's gonna not let your legs do the work, which they should. So long, loose arms, let your legs drive. As soon as everything's extended, that's when your arms turn on and you pull yourself under to stand up to finish. So besides catching hips forward, which is a common fault, and pulling early, which is a common fault, a lot of times front rack position is tough for a lot of athletes as well. So if you need to like loosen up your fingers a little bit, you don't have the hook grip when you catch the bar, you can let it go so you catch it more on your fingers. But elbows have to be up fast, tall chest, and catch up. Don't catch looking down, all right? Because then your elbows are not in front of the bar. Once it gets heavy, it's gonna come forward. So think catch, chest up, elbows up, even if you have to relax it.